We with David at Real Deal Dog Training. Let me tell you something. There's not too many dog trainers that have actual dog signs. I always say a business with no sign is a sign of no business. Well, he's in business, y'all. And today we're gonna do some dog training. We're gonna talk dog stuff. We're gonna talk about what he looks for in a working dog, what he does to correct dogs that clients bring. How do we build confidence in a dog? How do we create good foundations? And I brought my 9-month-old puppy, Dobie, and I brought my 2-year-old Rottweiler. So Dave, tell him, how long you been doing dog training? What got you into dog training?
So it's about 15 years now. I like dog training. I always like aggressive dogs. So when I was a young idiot, I like aggressive dogs, right? So we want to teach the dogs. So I helped teach my friends dogs, and I got pretty good at bringing out aggression in the dog, and then I couldn't control it. So in other words, I walked the dog down the street, he gonna kill everybody and their mama, and I couldn't make him sit or nothing. So to be honest with you, I said, I want to teach the dog. Someone made a comment, I said, oh, that righteous, like I should be able to do that. So then I got into the obedience. I met up with Oscar Mora back in the day at the Irwindale field.
Elevated K9.
Yep, and then I started watching and learning a few things, and then I got more into that. Want to make the dog listen, want to make them use their brain, want to make them, if the bad guy can get there, I want the dog to get there. I don't want to, I see too many people trying to throw the dog, and nah, if you can climb there, the dog should be able to get there. So then I started, exploring different avenues in dog training and control and, behavior modification is one of my favorite things.
So basically it turned into a labor of love.
Pretty much.
Like I always say, if you find something you love to do, you would never call it work.
That's right. So the day that exactly what you're saying, the day I figured out I could do this every day and not be tripping, I was in. Some old part of my life fell apart, and it was time to change that part of my life, so I said, oh, I could do this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to work every day dealing with some drama, you know what I mean? It was fun. I set my own hours, I do my own thing, pick my own clients, so I really enjoyed it.
We are here in Paris, California. Not the Paris where the Eiffel Towers, but Paris, California. And you gotta go a bit ways to get more land for your money, bang for a buck. So while we're here, I'm trying to figure out, like, Dave, explain to me all these different obstacles right here. Talk to me about this right here.
When I started building this place up,
right,
I wanted to I didn't want to have to go everywhere to climb on stuff.
Correct.
I didn't want to have to do none of that. So I started building stuff slowly. When I first started, if you go back on like my Facebook or my old Instagram's gone, but I started doing it with pallets.
Right.
So I had a friend who worked for a pallet company, and I could use these as ladders, I could put them together, nail them. I was a carpenter at one time, so I could build anything. So I had him bring me like 100 pallets, and I built one of these out of pallets. And then it was a little rickety after a while, so I said, all right, let's take this to the next level. And I started having a friend of mine build stuff for me. So I'll tell him, I want these open stairs like that, build it. So he'd build it. And then I just started adding different things, but it's all for confidence. Yeah. So like this table, little puppy walking around, it moves, it gets confident, you know what I mean? And then a dog jump up on here and gonna bite, and he doesn't know it moves, and all of a sudden it moves, or we're gonna see if he wanna bite or he wanna worry about the table. You
desensitize them to all different type of environments.
That's right, and then, anything from, and I just start using, my imagination. They got an unstable bridge over here. A lot of people think it's easy,
right?
But it's not. This is one of the hardest bridges I've seen to date. From right here on, it's spaced pretty much evenly, right?
Right.
But from here out, it's uneven. And then if I pull these slide, so if the dog pushes, they'll slide. They really gotta be light on their feet, or you're gonna crash. And it leans one way or the other. If you get too far on one side, it's gonna throw you off. You get too far on the other side, it'll throw you off. So, if the dog can do this, it can pretty much do anything.
Correct.
Right? So that's just kind of what I started thinking. And then I go outside the box, I put a car door right there. So for like last night, we did a bunch of car scenarios. Well, a young dog that wants to jump through the window, instead of scratching up someone's car or, the dog.
I like that.
We just teach the dog to go through the car window outside in fun. You know what I mean? Whether I throw the ball through or.
This is pretty good, because when I was trying to prep Bo for PSA, a PDC, one of the scenarios is a carjacking scenario. And you was getting them ready for that. And without using somebody else's real car, we use a fake one. So he knows how to go through there and then release when you say release. That's really good.
It takes the stress out of the confined space and all that stuff, so you can work one thing at a time.
And I notice over here is what Donnell at South Bay Mallow, what he has at his spot. He has this box full of plastic bottles.
Yep.
And to me, that's desensitizing the dog from noises or foreign objects, and he goes right through it with no problem.
Yep.
You know, so this is really dope right here.
Yeah, so the bottles, like you said, desensitizing noise, stuff like that. That tunnel, not only got to come through all the noise, but when you hit that tunnel at speed, it's a washing machine.
Yeah.
There's no grip in there, so you will spin. I don't care how fast, how good, how light on your feet, you're gonna eat it. And you're gonna spin around.
And you gotta keep going through
You gotta figure it out. Yeah,
Yep.
and it gets real deep over there, so the dog's gotta, figure it out. And then, of course, I left it open because eventually we're gonna make it go further and we're gonna add different obstacles into the bottles.
I like it, man. I haven't seen a field like this with different scenarios to challenge the dog mentally and physically. You know, and your dog is only going to be as good as you push them to be.
That's right.
You know, so there's limits. Even with bodybuilding, when I tried to go pro with something, whatever, that was just last year. But I'm only as good as I want to be.
Right.
You know, I'm my own. It's me versus me.
Right.
So when your dog is doing this, ideally, most trainers want the handler or the owner to be with him because the dog feeds off the confidence, right? There is one. But I like the fact that we got everything. I even see you got a bus over here.
Well, how I got that bus and how that started was I did the first active school shooter dog in the United States. When I built that dog, at the end of it, they donated me the bus.
Wow.
And not only did they want me to have it to use it because they're getting a new bus, but they said for officers, for the new dog, like we just retired that dog 6 years later, and I'm building the new one. So we teach it to clear the bus, right? Guns and drugs, to also work on the bus, right? Active school shooter goes on the bus, starts shooting kids, and the dog got to go in there and handle business, and unfortunately, in that bus. So we use it for a lot of different things, and like clearing the bus for officers, we could do all kinds of different stuff. But confidence building gets real tight in there. There's a lot of weird stuff, going in the windows, if the door's all locked up, how do you get them in the windows?
About nighttime.
That too, it's dark in there.
Yeah, so and let me tell you something. People don't, when David and other trainers are doing the training that we do, like table work, or we're doing flanking, or we're doing defense, working a dog, I get a lot of gigabyte gangsters and a lot of keyboard warriors. Oh, that's cruel. Oh my God, I'm gonna find out where you are with your IP address. I'm like, I'm not hard to find, goddammit, I'm in Inglewood. Yeah. Holla at your boy. They don't realize what the actual police canine put their dogs through.
Yeah, so I always say the easiest way to explain to the Karen, or the Kevin I call it, is the bad guy's never nice to the dog.
Right.
Right, so if you're building a real street dog or a police dog or a military dog, they have to understand that people aren't nice. They have to understand when they go into a fight, it's a fight, like a dog fight. When I see that other dog, I already know what time it is. He's gonna fight back. You know what I mean? It's not just go by and all this stuff. So with a lot of human interest, and depending on the job of the dog, you want to show them that side of the world. And a lot of people don't like that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and it's crazy because when the police departments or the military get these dogs to build them to do a certain job when they're called to duty, there's steps to this. There's wax on and wax off. There's sand the floor, paint the fence. We put these dogs, and some of these dogs fall off during that process.
100%.
Right, so people understand this. Don't message me or Dave about what we're doing. None of these dogs are getting injured. The dogs are always winning in this game with us because that's what we want them to do. We want to build that confidence. But don't be going off of the handle, messaging me and all that crazy. Oh, it's cruel. This is dog training. No different than running on a treadmill, trying to lose weight, and then you go inside, you ate salad with 10,000 calories of dressing on top of it. Let's get out of here. So you're always trying to create clarity.
Clarity and human, you are the target. The human is the target all the time, no matter what.
Right.
That way, like I tell people, you should be able to take your dog anywhere, whether it's, you should be able to take him anywhere, right? It's a protection dog. But I could be walking down anywhere in the middle of Disneyland and all of a sudden say, Stellan, and you can go bite that person. It's just clarity in what we're doing. Doesn't need the movement, doesn't need just that. But without the human interest, a lot of dogs get confused. They start saying, oh, well, you're not giving me the dance. You're not giving me something to help
Scenario.
me. Yeah, you're not helping me, and I don't know. I don't want to bite you bad enough. I don't have enough human interest, I call it, to take precedence over the rest of it. The dog starts to go, oh, well, where's the, oh, you got the toy.
Yeah,
okay.
where's the ball?
Do something. Yeah, I want to play
I know.
game. But a lot of people don't realize that they train with the sleeve, like I was saying. They train, take the sleeve. Most people take the sleeve of the puppy or the new dog and they, pray, bite the sleeve. Instead of chase me, try to bite me, and then later I'll add the sleeve, right? This becomes precedence from day one. This is the actual job from day one. Play with the toy. If you train like that for too long, and then try to flip the dog, I'll say maybe 5, 10% if you're gonna be super nice, right, are gonna be able to make that switch. Because they don't understand now. Everything you've ever taught them your whole life, you're trying to change it at the end, and the dog's like,
Yeah, wait a minute.
just a little confused, right?
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you didn't build aggression or human interest, I call it, so the dogs get stuck. And then some dogs won't do that. They'll just
So what you do, you try to create an imprint where the dog is always, the puppy or the
Always
dog,
on the human.
always focused on the
So
human.
instead of
And then we
doing-
add this as an
to
additive.
protect myself.
Yeah,
That's
from
it.
getting f***ed up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So instead of a lot of people doing this with a toy, give the dog the toy, right? So they're doing a lot of this. Boom. Fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Most people who do that back in the day is for sport, because the human is not the target. We don't give a f. We want the dog to do good out there and do what we're doing, right? A lot of people are understanding it's the clarity in what the target is from the gate.
Right.
So is the target that sleeve from the gate or me? And then when we do the man work, we call it, we run them from the puppies, right? If I'm running for the puppy and I throw this over there and I run away because I don't want to get bit, and the puppy goes to that whole scenario running around was teaching the dog to chase the noise, not the human. So you either get bit or you jump the fence with the or something, so the dog understands I'm chasing you the whole time.
Right.
The minute you deviate away from that and throw that on the ground and the puppies go to that, you just lost clarity in the whole training session, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I like to keep it human interest all the time. Now, every dog has a different job. So if you tell me the job is to bite people, then we're gonna teach the dog what the target is from the beginning, in my opinion. If you're undecided, or I might wanna do sport, might wanna do protection, I just wanna do bite work, cool. Then I will not necessarily go that way. I might go the way everybody else goes, because if I build human interest in this dog and they decide later I don't want to do that, I want to do sport, well, that might f them up, right? Because then the dog doesn't want to do that, and then it's just harder for them in training. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I like to figure out what the dog's job is in the beginning. What do you want to do with this dog? What is the goal of this dog? And then we start training it from there.
What if a person doesn't know exactly which way they want to go?
So I have a client like that right now, older lady, her name is Becky, really nice lady with a bulldog. And she said, I don't know at first, you know? So I started playing the sport game, basically. Kept a little human interest there, but I was just playing most as a toy. And then now the dog does so good, bro. I was flying through car windows last night, all this shit. Now she's like, I want it to bite people. Okay, well, cool. Now I'm just gonna start going away from the toys and only doing the human interest. Do you see what I'm saying? That dog's so drivey, I can get it back like that. We didn't get stuck. And I'll tell you, I'm not gonna make this dog hot right now. I'm not gonna put a bunch of human interest in the dog because you don't know what you want, Gerald. So if you don't know what you want, we're better off sticking to this, so you could still go, oh, and make a decision later, and you're not screwed one way or the other. We got good bite work and foundation in, and you can go do whatever you want.
I'm gonna bring out, this is Titus right now, baby. Old Broody Brew, gonna come out too. His ears are up. I just stopped taping, yesterday. But you know, it may flop over a little bit, you know, in the next 2 days. If it does, I tape it right back up. Sometimes it takes, man, a year for an ear to be right. And then it probably never will be 100% perfect, but it'd be better than before. When you get the Dobie's ears cropped, it doesn't make sense to crop them if they ain't gonna stand. You know, if you look at them aesthetically, they're working. So I'm just working on that right ear a little bit right there, right? But he ain't gonna be in no goddamn confirmation show, I'll tell you that. I ain't doing that one. But we're gonna put some work in with David. He's gonna give me some techniques. I wanna make sure what we've been doing with Sykes, that it's all coming together, you know, like, you know, waxing on and waxing off, and it has a purpose, it has an ending for it.
First thing I want to try to get him to understand is, shh, that there's something over here. Shh. Good boy. Good boy.
Now, Dave, explain what you're doing.
So what I want, now I got his attention.
Uh-huh.
But you see how he keeps barking at me. So what I want, the initial goal in this little session is to get him to try to bite me without giving him what he's normally seeing.
Okay.
So like, I'm coming, I'm building some interest. There we go. I want him to get mad enough to try to bite me,
Right.
right?
Okay. Good boy. What's he?
Without showing him a bunch of pictures. Good boy.
Good boy. Voila.
Now I'll let him sit and think about it for a minute, and then I'll come back. And then eventually, here's a picture that a lot of people don't understand about this silly little deal right here. When I'm in Watts, right? You know, I'm gonna break into your house. I mean, we ain't just gonna run up in your house unless it's some gang. The motherfucker put you on. If he see that, that should instantly send him in the overdrive, bro.
Right.
Why are you creeping around my house, right?
Correct.
But also, it's not a picture of the dance that they used to seeing with civil work.
Right.
So he turned it on with nothing, very little help. So eventually, then we can go into the civil work that he used to when he's turning off with the dumbest pictures, like a boogeyman, but not a boogeyman. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And it interests me the whole time. It's never a toy. He doesn't see anything. He just starts getting mad at me. Well, then eventually you take that aggression and give him a bite. And then what it is like, if I give him the bite, I won't let him see it coming.
Right.
So he's all frustrated, and then all of a sudden it's there, and he's gonna take it or he's not. It just the smallest things matter when it comes to biting people, bro. It's more in protection work than there's biting. Biting becomes a game. You want a littlest bite as possible in the end, like, you know what I mean? Like, you want to build it, but once the dog bites and it knows how to do all that, and it'll take some pressure and you put it through a little test, then you start going back into the human interest only. Muzzles, frustration, not necessarily put them on the table and whip them and go. It's the same game we've been teaching with the sleeve because that's part of that game. We want to take away those and separate them.
Correct.
And you can always go back to training, as I call it, you know? You want to work grips, you want to work foundation. He hasn't had a bite in a while, we don't want to just work punching, then we can do that. Like a lot of times I'll say, leave him there, right? And come out here.
Right.
And I'll start doing that on my own, without you helping him.
Okay.
So self-discovery, he starts to learn what actually gets me out of there.
Okay.
What actually, you see what I'm saying? In the beginning, I want you to help him. But after a while, then I'll say, all right, stay out here, and I'll start you know? So he's got to stick up for himself. Good. He got to stick up for himself.
Yeah.
And self-discovery of what makes that dude go away.
Yeah.
What scares the predator?
Right.
You know, like when the wolf come, what self-discovery in the wild. If he was in the wild, when a predator came, whether it's wolf, coyote, doesn't matter. What got that guy out of there? So when the next one comes, if that works again, they're gonna say, that works. Yeah. I'm gonna try that right away. You see a bigger light bulb come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when you're not there, that light is bright.
Right. They don't need me to have my presence there to know. Okay.
No, they figured out themselves
right.
what drives this game. Let them think about it.
Yeah.
I'd say let him think about it. Let his brain process of what the just happened, how he got me out of there, and then come back when you're not expecting it, start creeping again. And then pretty soon that interest is so high, and you can start messing with it and playing with it and stuff like that. You know?
That's why I think it's so important to have good imprinting.
That's it.
It's so hard to correct bad imprinting when a dog's mature already, right?
That's right. Or you imprinted this, and now you want the dog to do this, and you get all.
That's why
everybody's mad.
You're always
10,
doing
20,
this.
Yeah.
This.
That's
this,
it. You have to.
This.
The Christmas tree.
Yes.
We start
yes.
the same. And me for most people, we start the same, and then we venture off.
Right.
And then we come back and meet the same. They go up the tree a little bit, and then I say, oh, we're gonna venture off.
Challenge a little bit
more. And
more.
we're gonna go up, yeah, or change the thought of what we're doing. Because everybody goes back to the same spot, right?
Right.
If the dog of the job is bite humans, and that's it. Then we're gonna go away from the normal. Then we're gonna go back to train like everybody else. And then we're gonna get that foundation of bite working and punching and the foundation of that, and then we're gonna go away again, go to the muzzle, and start doing all that. And then eventually, I'm not necessarily gonna go back to the suit. We don't need a bunch of suit bites after that. You bite good, we already know you bite good, you don't have a problem, you're gonna just frustration nation, is what I call it. That dog gonna be so hot, he sees somebody,
right.
You want me to
the
sit?
The bite suit is just an icing on the cake, like
that's
and
it.
I actually get to bite his.
Yeah, well,
no problem.
and then when you bring them out, like when I bring my dog out, a lot of people are like, how come he doesn't want to just go back to that suit? Because that suit means nothing to him, bro. We do a lot of imprinting, walking over suits, sitting on suits. Suit is nothing. The person
suit's only for the handler.
It's suit, yeah, so
that's
you don't
it.
get up. That's
right,
it.
that's it.
If the dog doesn't key the dog, they don't see the suit, I'm gonna do bite work.
I noticed you do a lot of work with hidden sleeves too.
Yeah, hidden sleeves, fake arms,
fake
stuff
arms,
like that. Yeah. If you use a hidden sleeve and the dog knows that's a sleeve, it's not the same as if I take newspaper, wrap it around my arm with duct tape, and then a dog bite. It's nothing he's ever felt before. So you're either gonna smash that or you're not.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you start changing it. Oh, he liked the duct tape. Well, put the Dog Armor Pro on, and then we'll switch it up. You can put burlap under there. There's all kinds of old school tricks to get the dog to bite. Now you got the fake arms and stuff. But if you use the fake arms too much,
He's gonna expect the fake arm.
It's part of the game, bro. It's another sleeve that you put on.
Yeah.
See, he understand the arm, the game, the pictures. So that's why I like a lot of times.
Good boy.
Good. I want you to try to bite anything that I give you. Doesn't matter what it is. It's just frustration. So a lot of people used to think, oh, he hits a lot of dogs, he do crazy shit. Yeah, sure, when we get to that level. But imprinting the dog, no. Defense, in a lot of people's eyes, is, I'm gonna you up. This is more defense and brings out more frustration and want to bite you than anything else. Just agitation, bro. A lot of times I'll tell them with their young dogs, we're gonna do obedience, luring, all the positioning, everything on the side. And we're gonna let this fool wild out until about a year old. Or you gonna tell me, it's usually about 8 months. Motherfucker call me like tripping, bro. This dog gonna kill everybody. Okay, cool, now we're gonna mold what we taught over here together. No corrections, we can guide the dog through it. Because this is okay and this is okay. Now we're gonna make it both okay. And then you don't lose a lot of that crazy shit, you know? A lot of times suppression, like there's a few dogs that we sold lately and puppies to where the dogs are so good at what they do, bro, and they have all the control, but you need to mold this together, not correct this behavior, and I want this behavior now. And then the dogs are just, should I buy it? I don't know what to do. And then my own cousin who hasn't been in the game this long is like, wow, bro, I seen them, they just ruined those dogs, basically. I said, yeah, you can still fix it because they're so young and this and that. And it was always in there. But yeah, now they don't know if they should sit or bite or what the because they want all this control. And they imprinted the control the wrong way. So they didn't guide him through it and teach him what to do. They said, you're not allowed to do that anymore. Now you're supposed to do this. And then they're like, go do this. And the dog's literally looking the other way like, nah, fools, I don't know if I should do that because I might get in trouble. Because Wednesday, I could do it. Friday, I ain't allowed to do it. So I don't know what the I'm supposed to do anymore.
You know, for me,
clarity is a.
Yeah, I've been having dogs for like 16, 17 years now, right? And what I've learned from different trainers, good trainer would tell you, don't do all that correction on puppies. Let them be pups, man.
Let the dog
let them be pups.
That's it. Let the dog wild out. You want a gangster? Let him go do gangster.
Yeah.
Until grandma step in at 18 and say, mother, you either act right in the neighborhood or you get out of my house.
Right.
Then we'll mold you. So then grandma's gonna mold you. You need to do this not to get out of my house. You see what I'm saying? And that's where people, I think, lose a lot of human interest and a lot of aggression and a lot of, it's confusing to them.
The Americans now are taking the animal instinct out of the animal.
Yeah. They want a human instinct.
Yeah, they want to bet somebody can talk and dialogue and I'm like, no, they're animals. Yeah. They serve a purpose. They're a luxury, not a requirement.
That's it.
Let them be what they were bred to be.
That's it.
And listen, I got 2 cats for a pet. Right? They got a purpose, right? But my dogs, especially specifically working breed dogs, I want them to work for a specific reason. I said, there's no way that I'm gonna have an animal in my house that eats more than me, go to the vet more than I go to the doctor, and you ain't gonna contribute to the house? Oh, no, not happening. Negative, right? So they serve a purpose. They're pets, but pets with a purpose.
That's right. A pet dog, no matter what size, right, what breed, they should all learn the basics, bro.
Yeah.
How to walk on a leash, how to sit, how to down, how to recall, how to go to a place. That's it.
You know what the most beautiful thing is that you can control your dog with your words. Like if he goes down position, sit position, stay, you can be at a restaurant or whatever, eat your food, he ain't gonna be up on your plate. That's beautiful. Obedience is the biggest moneymaker in the dog game, right? But to be able to control him with your words, man, to me is so beautiful. That means you and him are like this, right? And respect is there. For mutual respect, right?
I want the dog to want to somebody up, but if I say, hey, bro, we ain't doing that, lay down.
Right.
I want enough respect out of the dog and enough relationship to go, yep, no problem, boss, we'll get to that in a minute.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that way you can take the gun everywhere. I always tell people, you got a gang dog, it's like having a good gun, but you can't take it nowhere, what's the point? Oh, my gun at the house, so you gotta drive all the way home and get that getting shot at, that don't make no sense. So, like I always tell people, if you can't take it to Hollywood, which is one of my favorite places to train, or Vegas, then what the you got? Can't walk down Vegas at nighttime on a Friday, Saturday night, homie, about after the sun goes down, you ain't got A lot of people be teaching the dogs cool but they're not teaching real They learn all this fancy but they can't walk the dog down the street. You Michael Jordan of the fancy but you can't walk down the street, homie, you can't dribble the basketball? Like, that's pointless.
Right. But I know a guy that has Dobies, and he teaches dog how to get up on his hind leg and how to beg for food. That's cute if you want to be on Venice Beach and get coins, but can he go inside of a restaurant in a down position and you eat your food while he's not f***ing with nobody else?
If you can do normal then you do cool I'm all about it.
Right.
But if you could do all the cool and you can't walk down the street or sit down at the restaurant, then what the are we doing?
Correct. Walking them on a harness. How about
Bro,
that one?
the harness needs to go, dude. That's a whole nother podcast. There's a whole podcast on harnesses. These people with these harnesses is ridiculous. Oh, put them in a harness, no choke chain, no pinch chain, no nothing. The harnesses give you no control.
None.
You gave the kid, he turned 16, he gave him keys to a Ferrari and $1 million, and then you complained he crashed and went broke just 6 weeks later.
Facts.
Don't make sense.
I always say the harness is like grab my shirt, grab my back of my shirt. Hey, let me go. I'm gonna get him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get. That's what the harness is.
I always tell people,
it's building confidence.
So if you want to fight someone, come
Yeah.
over here. If you want to fight someone, and I'm your homie, and I'm holding you like this,
Oh,
I'll just piss you off. Yeah, get him.
Get him.
That's all you're doing. They built the harness to make the dog pull.
Correct.
Or to keep it from dispersing energy across his chest instead of his neck, right? It causes pulling. We all know that, right?
Yes.
But what do? They put it on and I don't know why he pulls down the street.
Yeah. Well,
It's
he's
a
a
natural
harness.
instinct.
He's 2. I love his size right now. He's very athletic. Yeah. He's agile. He doesn't move like a big sluggish dog.
There we go. Good boy.
I'm gonna stand up here with you.
Yeah. Just hide. You see how I got it
Okay.
out? That's what I'm saying, self-discovery. When you're over there, he's relying on you.
Okay.
So if we just wait him out, and then this is what I tell a lot of people, they see the dog's not doing it, so they get, oh, no, help him. Just wait, I get it out.
Okay.
It just takes a little time, 5 minutes, and that fool be, f you, okay, because he's in there.
Good boy.
See, when you're not in there,
Good boy,
around now.
Brody. Good boy, Brody.
He's got to learn what it takes to get him out of here. And everybody's sitting out here like, oh, my dog's failing. No, dude, just let him figure it out. I'm not going to put stress to where he gets scared. If he gets that scared, then I'll tell you, Gerald, go in there and help him.
Correct.
But he wasn't. He was confused. So he's like, what are we doing? And then as soon as I did a little stutter step, that fool said, you, okay. And then he'll start getting it on his own. And then once he gets it on his own, then adding you only makes it better. Otherwise, it's like you my bodyguard, and I'm all super confident with Gerald around because Gerald go up everybody. And then as soon as Gerald ain't there, I'm over here like this in the corner. You, Gerald need to hurry up back to, you know? So a lot of times when it's not pressure or anything like that, just self-discovery. Figure out what it takes to get me out of there, even if it takes 20 minutes. Then the next time as soon as he sees that, then you can add on that. And then like when he does it real good and then you go around, that's my dude. He like, hell yeah. You know what I mean?
Got it. Good boy. So is brave.
That's what I said. He a Rottweiler, bro. As soon as he figures out the smoke give up go away, he love that shit.
Good boy, Brody. Good boy.
This is like what I try to tell a lot of people. Defense is not the answer to aggression. We're gonna teach the dog defense because it needs to see it, right? You seen a ladder with the police dog that just went viral? That's pressure, right? Aggression is built through agitation, right? You're just agitating, poking the bear a bunch of times, so you're gonna get really mad really fast.
A lot of trainers will sandbag you. Like they'll have you doing the same thing over and over and over because you as a consumer don't know the difference. You're thinking the dog is doing great because he's barking after the rag, right? And he's doing this for a year. It's like one thing I did at when I used to handle my own dog for competition. When I put a 1 on my red Doberman Alonzo, I did a BH as well with him. As me as the handler, I used to go to Wolfgang, and Wolfgang was like, we run the blind. He said, no, let's do something. Let's run 3 blinds. Let's run 3 blinds. We was always pushing the dog, right? And we were even doing that none of the guys that I was training with prior to that was challenging me to do, like case in point. At Wolfgang Field, he has no electricity. So his electricity at night is by generator. He has this big container on his field, right, in the back. It's pitch black. So he would get in the trailer all the way in the back and start making noise. He said, bring your dog to the trailer. And he started making noise. And now Alonzo ain't never heard of nobody screaming inside of a dark room. So he gets to the trailer and he barks, arf, arf. And Wolfgang's, okay, take him out. So now it's like, we're like,
building it up.
yep. And then we go in further. And then we go in further. So now he knows that because Wolfgang's in the back of that trailer and it's pitch black, he still got to clear that trailer, right? Those are the things that I think a lot of trainers that I've dealt with in the past, not all, but some, has not challenged the dog or advanced the dog, and you drag the client along for so long because of money. See what I'm saying? And now it becomes an ethics issue. Me knowing what I'm looking for, I will go back to the specific trainers for that specific reason. Some rag work, some distraction work, some civil work. But I'm not gonna go to him for A, B, C, D, E, and F, G.
No.
See what I'm saying?
Especially in obedience today. That's
Correct.
the worst, because a lot of it is clarity in black and white, right? And they want to carry a 12-week program, a 4-month program, a 6-month program when you don't need to. Some dogs, sure, of course, bro. And by the end of that time, the dog should be solid no matter what. Right. But a lot of these dogs, bro, can do it in a very short time, and it's just keeping those reps up. And they'll drag it out for extra money. And for me too, this is the big thing with a protection dog. I always say a protection dog starts on a 6-foot leash.
Yeah.
After a 6-foot leash, right, it's no longer a protection dog, right? It's more of like military or police dog or something like that. Once you send the dog, you're going to jail. I tell a lot of people this. So a lot of my clients are not working dog people like the rest of us that want to push, and fucking get the best dog we can. So training on a line or so till they get their handling skills or whatever up, a lot of people will understand you don't push certain dogs for certain reasons. You know what I mean? And you don't try to take a dog that's its job is here and try to make it do a bunch of other because it's not going to do the same thing. So sometimes
there's going to be conflict.
Yeah. So sometimes pushing the dog in the same realm for a long period of time, if you're honest with the people, is the right thing to do. But like you're saying, a lot of times it's not that. It's for this. Let me get a 6-week program instead of a week. I can get that done in a week, right? Yeah, you send the dog to Oscar and say, hey, fool, I want this fool to out. So you can get the dog to out in 10 minutes. And then, but you could, not saying he does at all, but he could say, oh, it's gonna take me 3 weeks to get him to out, right? And that's a big problem today with a lot of
That's the difference when you have trainers who is training dogs because it was the labor of love first. I will correlate this into Frenchies. People have just now starting to get into Frenchies years ago now because of money only. They don't take into account dogs can't breed naturally. They can't give birth naturally. They got breathing issues. They got skin issues. They got eyesight issues. But they're doing it for the money. And then they realize they're in a deficit because you got to fork out tens of thousands before you get 2 or 3 puppies that may or may not live.
That's it.
Right? So for me, man, it's like, this dog game is a subculture where, you know, if you're in it long enough, you know who to with and who not to with. I know that the people that I've dealt with and the person that referred me to you, Larry Hansen, Larry's information is right here. She's probably, if not, she's probably the best female dog trainer
Hands
in
down.
California.
Hands down.
No, it's hard for people to understand because they think that women like, oh, they can't. Larry started with pits, man. Come on. She's the real deal.
She didn't go the easy route.
Right,
yeah.
right. She didn't take no elevator ride to the top. You know, and mad respect for Larry Hansen. She turned me on to my man Dave here, and but I digress on that because you know I can't say enough good things about her because she is one of those up and up trainers. I mean, you know, like she'll tell you what the deal is, and she's not put like this. Like Al Benuelos is my trainer right now to get my dog ready for trial. He's hard on dogs. He's like a Navy SEAL captain. He's like, yo, he gonna apply the real pressure and he'll tell if the dog can't take the pressure. And Larry's not like that. She won't apply that over and above pressure, right? But she knows how to tap into the dog without that. So every trainer is different. I like this guy, man, because he has the tools. He deals with different type of clients. And you guys have bite night. Is it every Wednesday or every?
Yeah, I kind of changed it recently. So instead of just doing, I used to do for years, bite nights on Friday nights. And then I changed it to Wednesday and Saturday nights. But recently I changed it. We're not just doing hood rat anymore. Because what I was finding out is, even though I loved it and everybody loved it, people were coming out to train their dogs just to do cool to get a video. Yeah. Or just to do cool to do cool But you can't walk down the street like we were talking about. So now I do more like club style, even though I don't do sports. I do more of a club style Wednesday and Saturday. So you got to come out and do obedience first. I don't give a who you are.
Right.
I don't care what level you are. You got to come and do some obedience, right? And then after that, we can do hood rat whatever you want to do with your dog, right? And as long as we're building the dog.
You know, and the thing is too, is like, when people come out to do bite work, they want that switch flipped on, but they don't know how to flip that switch off.
No. So I've been making people do the right thing that I should have been doing all along, right? And if you're not gonna do the obedience, you're not gonna learn to turn them on and off, and you're not gonna learn to control it, then I'm not gonna teach the dog, because the liability is just insane. Like I said, a lot of these people their dogs do fancy shit, can't walk down the street. Well, you do fancy shit and you can bite like a motherfucker, you can't control the dog in the street, then what's the point? Right. It makes me look bad as a trainer, right? And then another thing I wanted to comment on about the money thing of pushing things, that the Corso that I think you got a video of earlier, the clients, a lot of people, because it's a business, they're not gonna turn down clients. You see me tell those people 100 ways that you're gonna get bit and this is not a good idea and I'm gonna lose money on that, bro. I could have sucked that out like a lot of people for 6, 8, 9 weeks and at the end said, well, it's just it is what it is, but I got paid, right? No, I'll send a lot of people home, bro. When I opened my company, I wanted to be honest with people, no matter if you're a pet person or a working dog person or whatever, if you bring me a fluffy dog, bro, I'm not gonna suck you out. I'm gonna tell you, it's a dog.
Right.
If you wanna train your fluffy dog to the highest level of fluffies, can do, then we can do that. But I'm gonna tell you the whole time, it's not human interested, doesn't wanna bite. And I keep reminding the client, like, just because I got him to bite today doesn't mean he's a gangster. Like, we just build him to the ability of that dog, right? I don't mind doing that, okay? That's you chose to do that after I told you the truth, and I keep telling you the truth, and you still wanna train your dog, I'm all about that, because everybody loves their dog. Right. But what I won't do is lie to people like that, and lie to people with their dog and tell them like, I'll get you there eventually. Nah, bro, it is what it is, and it's up to you, what do you wanna do with that? With him, I'll go to muzzle. Like when Sykes, the only thing I would do different is I would do a bunch of human interest with him like that, make him self-discover to me up. I think he's a really good dog, dude. Sykes done a great job with him. Now, I just like to go, before he gets stuck with the game, I want more self-discovery and aggression, and I won't say aggression, call human interest. So like, if the Rottweiler, for example, right, is super mean, and I'm over here like this, hey, you, just like cops, bring your dog. And he come over here and I just move the leg a little bit so he sees the movement. Especially a Mally, they see the movement and can't help themselves. So if he real, he don't know if it's fake or not. It look like a bum leg. He gonna grab it or he not? And then if he does, broke this fool's tendon. Just ripped it wide open. Pitbull grabbed that boy and you just see the leg flex in half. That's it. That would have been a human? Bro, bad day. Yeah,
but he ain't walking the same no
never,
more.
Ever, bro, ever. So if the dog grabbed that and can move that around, that's a lot of weight. You got to commit to biting it.
Attack! Attack! What's it? Oh! Good boy. Good boy. Ah! Good boy. Hold him. Ah! Good boy. Ah! Attack! Good boy. Ah! Good boy. Ah! Good boy. Out! Out! Out!
You're like, Dad, I got that now.
Did it hurt?
Yeah, it hurts, bro.
What's it? Attack! What's it? What's it? Attack! Ah! Good boy. Hold him. Ah! Good boy. Attack! Ah! Good boy. Voila. Ah! Good boy.
That's
out. Out.
He ain't gonna out. He's gonna have to choke him out. Oh, hurry up, get his
ah. Okay, God, hold me.
Hurts like a motherfucker.
Out. Out. What's it? 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 Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. What's it? What's it? What's it? What's it? Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
That's where I got bit to the artery. Let's see when I close my hand, the dent. That fool bites hard. He got a nice bite, fucking nice dog. You just gotta build him up more and just work him in that interest.
Like I said, we need bite work. We haven't did bite work with him in a minute, but he should have been coming in full mouth.
Yeah, he should come in and smash
like full mouth, like all the way back here, and right? And he came in the front, and then he re-gripped and he bit, But it's a different scenario. It's not a dance.
No.
This is new to him.
You either do it or you don't.
Right.
And then here's what it comes down to. You could have all the tools in the world, bite work tools. You could teach all this fancy full mouth bite, this and that. The fight's always gonna be what it is. Yeah. You can revert back to training, but you're gonna revert back to what you genetically have in that fight. And most dogs, people don't talk about this, most real dogs that bite people, that are only bite people, you don't see them holding a prey grip. And motherfucker hit that dude, boom, ends up sliding back and sinking them teeth in, bro. They'll punch, but without them canines stuck in that arm, bro, this isn't gonna hold you very long. I could get away from it. It's hot butter through hot knife through butter. I could pull it away. Once some canines are in there, bro, you're So when he bit me like that, he had me. He punched in, that's good. I don't care how you bite in the initial when you bite. Sink your teeth in there, bro, and then you can go to do whatever you want after that. Does that make sense?
He gonna get you down to the white meat. He's not gonna get down to flesh wound. No, you're gonna have to go to the hospital.
And then if it's like in a corner or something like that, bro, you're fucking screwed.
It's done, yeah.
He's almost 200 pounds, bro, you're screwed. You felt some kind of way about your dog, you loved him. You let him go, right, in the mountains, and then you hear, oh, he killed a kid that was hiking, bro. Or this woman was hiking by herself, got murdered. Or he was hiking by himself, got murdered. Bro, that's
happens.
How would you sleep at night?
You wouldn't be able to sleep.
So for me, I'm like, all right, take him to the pound, they're gonna put him to sleep, and he's gonna get stressed out. That makes no sense to me. So do the right thing. If you can't find a home and you can't keep him, bro, just like Bo, do the right thing.
If he was to go somewhere, he would have to go to a person like him. Like, I know how to train dogs, I'm a trainer. But you give him to somebody, oh, I put him on a construction site. No, he gonna kill every contractor there, every sub. He gonna get loose.
You see the most beautiful woman in the world. I'll be like, God damn, she's, and then she turns out to be a psycho.
Yeah.
We leaving her.
Yep.
I don't care how good it is, I'm leaving.
But if you marry, she taking half.
Yeah.
In this case, the dog bite somebody, you losing half.
Yeah, 100%.
Period. You better call your umbrella right now.
And you losing half.
Done. Done. Already know.
People don't think, like I've heard a million people in the dog industry say, oh, the dog couldn't kill a human. We've had little dog, little teeny 45-pound dog kill a human. Like, and it's not no game dog, it's not nothing, it's a mutt.
And we tried to fix Bo. Remember, we brought him here a few years ago and just...
The right handler, he'd be all, like I told you, he'd be all right with a right handler, but you don't give him the right handler, he's gonna somebody else.
Right, but you got family members who don't come to the training with you.
No, and then you gotta find the right handler, bro, that wants to deal with Bo. And that's the thing with him. Like, sure, if someone like me, I wanted him as a, I want that dude, he's cool. I'll deal with it. I could bond with him. I bonded with Gunner, craziest dog. That fool does all kind of for me. It doesn't do for nobody else. But, like I told you, there's rules, and you can't break the rules for any day or you're getting bit, G.
This is our episode with David at Real Deal Dog Training. You can follow him on Instagram right here. Follow him on the YouTube channel right here. And it was a pleasure to be with you again today, man. Yeah, this is my dog right here. I always like to bring a little color into the game with me, right?
Diversity is key.
Yes, yes. So until then, man, I appreciate you inviting me here.
Yeah, I appreciate you
coming
coming
out. Me and my guys, we're gonna do this again.
Hell yeah.
Right? We gotta go live. Now that you know we're going live, we're gonna go live, say, hey, make it happen.
I'm down.
Right? Thanks.
Anytime, brother.
All right.
It sounds good to see you, Joe.
Until then, boom.